Note values. Or duration. How long you playing your notes. That's it. Music, if you want to summarize it, pitch and that. Okay. And then I said under key signatures you have your major scales or tonality, then you have your minor scales or tonality. And obviously it branches down further. You have different types of scales. Rhythm, simple time, you get uneven time, you get compound time. Okay, now under simple time, you have 2/4 time, you have 3/4 time, you have 4/4 time, for example. Uneven time, you have 5/4 time, 7/4 time, etc. Anything that looks strange, 11/4 time, for example. Compound time, you have 6/8 time, you have 9/8 time, you have 12/8 time, for example. Any questions? Yes.
Is 9/4 uneven?
9/4.
Yeah.
Yes, uneven. Yeah. Uneven. So anything that looks strange. Strange can be also open to interpretation. Okay, continuing, good to go. Okay. By the way, I've sent this now. Okay, I'm grabbing everything. So, before I said, there's an important table you need to know. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. You need to know that rhyme. It works this way and it works this way. If you're going from left to right, it's your sharps. If you're going from this way,
Flats.
it's your flats. Okay. If you're starting with the order of sharps, you start with goes. Goes, down, and ends battle. I walk my way this way and come around this way. F, C, these are sharp. I explained why last time. Order of sharps. And then the next one is the order of flats.
That's it.
Here I go from this way. Okay,
Yes.
but I just have to park this guy here. F, and then I go this way. Battle, ends, and down goes Charles' father, but I already have F here. And all of these are flat. Very important that you know this table, no matter what. You'll use this thing for the rest of your music career. You need to know it. Then these are your positions. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Anyone confused? This is just how it is. You just have to know this. There's no explanation as to why. You just have to know it. Okay. Now, they ask you, please draw a flat major scale. This is what you do. You have treble and bass clef, which you should know what they are. So let's do it in bass clef. Okay. And then you start from A. You find A on your bass clef. Because the good boys don't frighten animals. You can't start there because you're going up.
Oh, comes, it's
You can't
cross.
start there. So you have to start with the space
Space.
here, all cows. So you start there. A, you go to A, 8 notes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now they can say with or without key signatures. If it's with, you write your key signatures here. If it's without, you write them adjacent to the note, on the left of the note. I'm going to do both in this case. Then you ask yourself, how many accidentals does A flat have? Then you find A flat here, somewhere. 4. It could be my writing, so it's 4. Okay. Which 4?
B flat.
C,
E
You go
flat.
from there. That's how you use this one now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Battle ends. And wait, this is 2. This is with key signature. Then if you're doing it without, you mark it in red. You say B, you find your B here, there's my B. A, B. E, there's my E. A, there's my A flat, there's my A again. And D, there's my D. And that's it. That's the challenging part here, is just applying this. But some people get this correct. But then when the question says treble clef, they draw bass clef. When the question says ascending, they do descending. So those small things, you have to be very meticulous, particular, and read the question and see, okay, I've done this. When you're done with your answer, you go back to the question, okay, have I done this, done this, done this? Then you move on. Because we all make mistakes. Now, there's this thing called semitones that you also need to consider. In all major scales, it's between the 3rd and the 4th degree, 7 and 8. You do need to do that. You do need to show that in your scales, ascending and descending. Every time you draw scales, the slurs must be there. You can't avoid it. And as I said, it goes down to those particular details that you need to do. Any questions? Yes.
What are those words, that sentence that you make from the top?
Father Charles. So, Father Charles goes down and ends battle. And it goes the other way around. Battle ends when you read it backwards. Okay, can we then do the first worksheet 2 that I've sent out, that I've handed out? Sorry, worksheet 1 I think. Yes. Yeah, can we all complete that please?
Yes, sir.
And then I'll just walk around and check if you need help, etc. For those that might be confused, a chromatic scale also 8 notes. Let's say you're coming from C. There's C. You're going to C. Chromatic, you can either put a D here. So if you have your piano here, so if you draw your zigzag piano, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So let's say you want your chromatic scale. I know that my C is here. Chromatic means semitone, distance. I'm going from here to there. What note is that? C sharp. C sharp or?
D flat.
D flat. Okay, so I can either do D flat here, or I can say C sharp. Done. So I'm done here, I'm done there. I move on to the next note. I can either say D natural there. Okay, or I can say, you don't have to do this, this is extra. Or you can say C double sharp there. But just stay with this D natural. I understand clearly you are there. Remember I said 2 donkeys, D. Okay. Then you move up again from D. D sharp or E flat? Is it difficult? Difficult. Okay, okay, okay. Let me let me try again. So they ask you draw a C major chromatic scale ascending. Okay. Here's your C. Okay. You can either do this. No, this is not it. So there's this method. You can say C to C sharp to D. C, C sharp, D. I'm done with that. I'm going to C. There's my C here. So I'm going from this C to that C, but using semitones. Okay, C, C sharp, D. There. Now I'm going to move up. D sharp or E flat, but I'm going to say D sharp. D sharp. Then I move to what note?
E.
E. There's my E. I don't need to write anything there. There's nothing before it. So E, sorted. Then I move up to what?
F.
F. Semitone distance. So I'm happy with that. There's no note between that. F2. This note.
G.
That note.
G sharp.
You see how easy it is. A.
A. A sharp.
A sharp.
B.
B.
F.
Back to C. Yes.
So I just wanted to ask, I know some people do it where if it's ascending they use sharps and if it's descending they use flats. Is that incorrect or can you also?
As I said, this is one method.
Okay.
But any sharps or flats, it's fine.
So if I have like an ascending and descending, if I go up to the sharps and down, that's not
It's not wrong. No, no. As I said, there's this thing called enharmonic equivalence. Enharmonic equivalence. Very important word. Please write it down somewhere or note it down. Enharmonic equivalence says C sharp is equal to D flat. What is F flat equivalent to?
E natural.
What is F flat equivalent to?
E natural.
You go and find your F. There's my F.
Go back.
F flat, drop it by 1, becomes E. There's my E. Enharmonic equivalence. So whatever sharps or flat you use, there's this thing that applies. I know what you're saying. I know what to play. Okay. Everyone understands this now. Chromatic scale. Who's confused? Don't be shy. I'm here. Yes.
So we're just going up by semitones.
Yeah, that's it. And then you just name the note.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Semitone, then you just name the note.
Mm.
That's it. Does everyone understand? And you can use sharps or flats. If you wanted to approach it another way, C to C again, you could have said C. There's my C. You can say that D flat. Then you write a flat and you write D. It's the same thing. D flat and C sharp is the same thing. It's the same position. After that, you can say D flat, you go to D. But you must just naturalize the flat, because an accidental somewhere applies throughout the music. So you need to naturalize it. I must know that if you're having a D here, this still applies. So you need to cancel it out with a natural sign. That makes sense. Because if this wasn't there, this would have been D flat. But you're telling me, no, it's no longer D flat now. It's D natural. This sign is a natural sign. You cancel the sharp or the flat. So if you have a sharp, natural, are you dropping it or raising it? So for example, if you have a sharp, you convert it by naturaling it.
Dropping
You
it.
drop it, or, yeah, you drop
Drop.
it. And for a flat,
You
if you
rise.
naturalize it, what happens?
You rise
You
it.
raise it. Because it's flat. You're just putting everything back to normal settings. Default. Okay, so now I was on flat. Now I need to change it to be natural. Okay, so I'm there by D. Then I go up to D sharp, or I can say E flat if I feel like it. Here's my E flat. E. If I'm putting E, it's
Yeah,
still
sure.
E flat, so I need to
Neutralize. And so on and so on.
etc. etc. So you have this method, which I'm seeing a lot of stuff, or you can do this, which is easy. You see, so you choose whatever method this applies in harmonic equivalence. I'll know what you're saying. Okay, can we complete that first worksheet? If you